Good evening and welcome to the October 30th edition of ETV News. I am Iris Morales.
And I'm Natalie Lopez Romero. Thank you for joining us for the Halloween edition of ETV News, Eastern's very own spooky student-run newscast. Let's get right into it if you dare.
On Monday, October 27th, the UROC hosted a pumpkin carving event at the Nyadalik Commons, offering students a fun and festive way to celebrate the season. There were no tricks, just treats. Students received goodie bags filled with candy, caramel apples, and donuts to enjoy during the event. Participants had the chance to carve pumpkins and create DIY beaded crafts with friends. Creativity was at an all-time high as students showcased their unique pumpkin designs. This event was a wonderful opportunity to enjoy fall activities with friends and get into the Halloween spirit as the holiday approaches. Don't miss out on future events.
Throughout the fall semester, the Pride Center has been hosting an event for any student interested in Pokemon. Every Friday at 5 p.m., they host the Pokemon Center, open to all students. This event gives Pokemon fans a chance to gather and enjoy spending time doing what they love. It is a warm and inviting space. Many students bring their Nintendo Switches to play and discuss the latest Pokemon game. Some students enjoy playing the trading card game, while others show up just to enjoy the environment and have a fun time. This event was able to help many students come together to enjoy a shared interest. The Pokemon Center happens every Friday at 5 p.m. in the Pride Center. Feel free to stop by and check it out.
On Friday, October 24th, the Thread City Jazz Trio performed at the FAIC Concert Hall. The performance was an interesting one, with the audience being on the stage and the concert being recorded from a live album. The Thread City Jazz Trio talked about how jazz is best enjoyed in an intimate environment and best captured live, and so they chose this setting to record their next album. This was the latest installment in the Faculty Recital Series, a concert series that gives the university's faculty to have an artistic outlet and give the students and community members a chance to attend a professional performance in a beautiful venue. Be sure to keep up with the dates with all the music department's events to catch the next faculty recital.
Ghosts, goblins, and ghouls, oh my! Our Man on the Street team seeks to find out all things Halloweeny with the help of our wicked warriors.
Hello everyone, we are here today and we are going to be asking people what their costume is for Halloween. All right, can you please tell me what you are going to be for Halloween this year?
I'm gonna be myself. You know, I feel like people have a hard time being themselves, and I feel like you should be yourself and enjoy who you really are.
Amazing. Okay, and you?
You know, I have two costumes. I have a skeleton, then I have a purge killer. Yeah.
And then can you guys tell me what you are going to be this year for Halloween?
A boxer. I'm gonna match with her and be a boxer.
Guys, I got one of my best friends, Julia Mago, here today. Julia,
yes.
What are you going to be for Halloween this year?
Oh, I'm starting as a secret agent for work, and then I'm wearing the thriller dress from 13 going on 30.
So cute! I love it, I love it, love it. What are you going to be for Halloween this year?
So going with a little creative one here this year. I'm gonna be peanut butter, and my girlfriend's gonna be jelly, and we got it. And so, yep, that's what we'll be this year.
JT, and what are you going to be for Halloween this year?
I think I'm going to be Death, actually. Yeah, I'm going to be Death.
Death?
Yeah, I'm going to be Death.
Hey, y'all, so Stu is a bust, so we're going to walk around and find more people. All right, Aaron, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm going to be Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir, what are you going to be for Halloween?
Richie Tenenbaum from the Royal Tenenbaums.
Dope. All right, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm a Playboy bunny.
Perfect, amazing. So update, I was rejected by my mother.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
So we gotta go find more people. Come. All right, and what are you guys gonna be for Halloween this year?
I'm going to be Flynn Rider this year.
Here comes the smolder.
If the angels came for me, I'd tell them no.
I'm gonna be Robin from Stranger Things.
I love those. You actually do look like Robin, kind of. Honestly, yeah, that's such a good one. All right, what are you guys gonna be for Halloween? I'm gonna be Princess Belle.
I'm gonna be a Smurf.
I'm gonna be a bunny.
Amazing. Thank you guys for watching this week's MOS on ETV. I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Amelia.
Stay tuned for next week's.
We're sending it back to the studio
The
now.
haunted house in Mead Hall was packed with thrills. From the moment you walked in, the sound of chainsaw and flashing strobe lights set the perfect spooky atmosphere. The RAs and other performers were really committed to their roles. With impressive acting and creepy masks, that made it feel like a real horror movie. Every corner brought a new jump scare or eerie surprise, keeping everyone on edge but laughing at the same time. It was the perfect mix of fun and fright. A great way to kick off the week of Halloween. This Thursday at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m., the CFT department will be performing a student-directed play called No Exit, an intense and chilling show that's perfect for the Halloween season. Q gives us an inside look at how these performances came together.
During September, Zoe Calhoun had auditioned for the play No Exit. No Exit tells the story of 3 people trapped together in a room in hell. What's in the room, you ask? Just them. They're forced to confront one another until they slowly realize the truth, that hell is just other people. Since September, the actors and crew have been working tirelessly to prepare its show for its audience. They performed on Thursday, just in time for Halloween Eve.
Did you choose No Exit?
I chose No Exit because originally it was recommended to me by a professor, and after I read the script I ended up really enjoying it, and it is very relevant to today's society. A big theme in the show is how we view each other and the perception of others, and I feel like in a time where social media is more prevalent than any other time, this is the perfect show for what's happening.
What character do you see yourself as?
Personally, I don't really see myself as any of the characters. I think they're all a little messed up, and there's a lot going on with all of them, and they're all very cruel people, so I don't really relate to any of them. I don't think the actors do either, which makes it more interesting for them to perform.
I want to take a moment to commend this incredible cast and crew for the work that they've done on this production. If you have the time, I encourage you to come see one of the shows here on Eastern Campus. They create a spectacular performance that you would not want to miss. From ETV News, this is Q Asbury, sending it right back to the studio.
Well, there you go. Kevin will be in the studio after the short break to let you know if you will need layers under your costume this Halloween. Stick with us.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back. Kevin's here in the studio peering into his crystal ball to see what haunting weather Mother Nature has in store. Kevin, should we be scared of what's coming?
Kevin the weather guy. Kevin the weather guy. Kev.
Hello, Eastern. Kevin is currently trapped in a straitjacket within a room that is losing oxygen fast. If he can't escape, there will be no more Kevin the weather guy.
Kevin, the weather guy.
Happy Hallows Eve, Eastern. Let's get right into it. Taking a look at how things were here in Willimantic earlier today, it was fairly cloudy with some moderate winds and a high of 58. And I hope you were able to stay dry when it started to rain later in the afternoon. Looking at the radar for this evening, the rain is looking to continue well into the night, so if you're going out tonight, you might want to carry an umbrella. The temperature is looking to drop to a low of 49 as well. And looking ahead to our extended forecast for tomorrow, Friday, on Halloween, we're looking at partly cloudy skies for today and expect a high of 57. Later in the evening, the clouds will start to clear up a bit while the temperature drops to a chilly 41 with moderate winds. So definitely bundle up if you plan on trick-or-treating. On Saturday, we're looking at a mix of sunshine and clouds where the high will only be 56, but expect to be windy as well. In the evening, the sky should clear while the temperature drops to a low of 36. On Sunday, we can expect a partly cloudy day with a high of 53 and a low of 32 in the evening. Also, daylight saving time is ending, so enjoy that extra hour of sleep and remember to double check those alarms. Looking ahead to Monday, it'll be generally sunny with a chance of rain as some clouds start to roll in during the afternoon. Expect a high of 57, and in the evening, expect temperatures to drop to a low of 35. And on Tuesday, it'll be partly sunny with a high of 55. In the evening, the clouds will start to roll in again as temperature drops to a low of 38. Now on to our ETV Sports Weather's forecast. On Saturday, both men's and women's cross country will be traveling to Keene, New Hampshire to compete in the Little East Conference Tournament. It's going to be a cloudy day up there as they can expect a high of 53 degrees. Also on Saturday, field hockey is playing at home in Mansfield, Connecticut against Massachusetts Dartmouth, where they can expect a windy day with partly cloudy skies and a high of 56. Good luck to all the teams competing this weekend. That wraps it up for this week's spooky edition of ETV News Weather's Forecast. As always, I'm the ghost of Kevin Gonzalez, sending it back to you guys.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. Jocelyn Crowley will be joining us in the studio for this week's edition segment after a few short messages.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Who are you? Your lungs. Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
But with a routine screening, you can detect it early.
Learn more at savebythescan.org.
Thanks for sticking with us. Jocelyn Crowley is in the studio to talk about the importance and history surrounding voting.
Hello friends, and welcome back to my editorial segment of ETV News. Well, this is our Halloween special and we've had a lot of fun today. I wanted to talk about another political dilemma happening in the Supreme Court. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 stands as one of the most significant civil rights protections in American history, ensuring that every citizen, regardless of race, has an equal voice in our democracy. Yet today, that law is being tested in the Supreme Court, particularly the part known as Section 2, which prevents states from drawing voting maps that dilute the political power of minority communities. Conservative states and Republican lawmakers argue that the law forces them to consider race too heavily when drawing districts. But this argument overlooks the reality that race has always influenced political power in the United States, and without legal safeguards, minority voters are the first to lose. The push to weaken the Voting Rights Act reflects a broader trend in which voting access has become increasingly partisan.
In many states, Republican-controlled legislatures have passed laws that make it harder to vote, from limiting early voting to reshaping districts in ways that reduce the voting strength of Black, Latino, and Native American communities. These changes are often framed as efforts to protect election integrity, but the effect is unmistakable. Fewer voices in the political process and less accountability for those in power. A healthy democracy relies on broad participation, not selective access. Supporting the Voting Rights Act is not about favoring one political party. It is about preserving the foundation of democracy itself. The right to vote is supposed to be equal, and that equality requires active protection. Allowing Section 2 to be weakened now would reverse decades of progress and signal that some citizens' voices matter less than others. At a time when political division feels sharper than ever, we should be expanding access to the ballot, not restricting it. Protecting the Voting Rights Act is how we ensure that the future of this country is shaped by all of its people, not just the ones with the most power. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. For ETV News, I'm Jocelyn Crowley, and sending it back to our wonderful anchors.
Thank you, Jocelyn. We now turn to the headlines haunting newsrooms nationwide. More frights and facts when we return.
No, no, no. Turn it down. Turn it off. Get a hand. Lose the bells and whistles. Drive without distractions.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Boo! Welcome back. It's time to celebrate one of America's favorite flavors, decorations, and maybe superfoods. It's all out pumpkin season, and this past Sunday was National Pumpkin Day. This humble squash has long been associated with Halloween for jack-o'-lanterns, but it's also gotten widely popular as a dish. Everything from pies to coffees can be flavored with pumpkin, and you can even eat the seeds. The indulgence is healthy because pumpkins are loaded with nutrients. They're also safe for furry friends. Veterinarians recommend pumpkin puree for dogs and cats that suffer from certain digestive ailments. So go nuts and enjoy this fruit.
Former Vice President Kamala Harris is hinting she may run for president again. In an interview with the BBC, which aired Sunday, Harris said, quote, "I am not done." It marked her clearest indication yet that she might launch another presidential campaign in 2028, following her 2024 defeat to now President Trump. Harris also expressed confidence that America will see a woman in the Oval Office in the future. While Harris says she has not made a final decision, she still views herself as an active player in politics.
As the government shutdown drags on, the USDA says it will not tap into its contingency fund to cover food stamp benefits next month. That's according to memos obtained by CNN, which also says states will not be reimbursed if they use their own funds to pay for benefits. The memo says the $6 billion funds, quote, are not legally available to cover regular benefits. As a result, roughly 42 million Americans will not receive critical food assistance from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. Last week, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rowland said food stamps will run dry by the end of the month if the lapse in federal funding continues.
Stranger Things fans are going to have the chance to ring in the new year in a special way. Netflix confirmed last week that the series finales will get a theatrical release. The news comes a month after Variety published a story where a Netflix executive said that wouldn't happen. Producers, the Duffer Brothers, have always wanted the last episode to run in theaters. The pair signed a 4-year deal with Paramount largely because they want to make theatrical films. The arrangement allows them to continue working on Stranger Things related projects within Netflix. As for the main series finale, it hits theaters December 31st and it also hits Netflix.
Police have reportedly arrested 2 suspects as part of the Louvre heist investigation. According to Paris prosecutor, one of the men was detained at the Charles de Gaulle airport preparing to board a flight to Algeria. In the brazen 7-minute heist, thieves made off with 8 items, those pieces being worth over $100 million. This heist getting mass amounts of social media attention and leading to many asking how and why.
Up ahead, Kevin Daly is in the studio with an update on Eastern Athletics. Stay tuned if you dare.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Thanks for sticking with us. Let's check in with Kevin to see what's happening around Eastern Athletics this week.
What's up, guys? We have a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. Women's golf finished 4th place out of 7 teams last Friday at the 2025 Little East Conference Women's Golf Championships. On the second day of play, all 5 of Eastern's players combined improved their first day total by 28 strokes. Senior Daria Fournier finished 6th out of 33 competitors, which awarded her second team All-LEC. Fournier parred 3 holes on the front 9 and 3 on the back 9 and closed out the tournament by birdieing the last hole. First-year player Grace Rose tied for 16th, and junior Sofia Romano finished 24th. Congratulations to the women's golf team on a great season and the first year as being a program. The men's and women's swim team competed at the Roger Williams Invitational this past Saturday. The men's team finished 3rd out of 4 teams with good performances from Ryan Jessic, who placed 3rd in the 50-meter freestyle, and Bowden Tito, who placed 4th in the 100-meter butterfly. The women's team finished 2nd out of 4 teams, with top 5 finishes coming from Julia Ames, Ashley Carvente, and Jalen Wheeler. The women's team also claimed 2nd place in all 3 relay races. The next event for the men's and women's team is next Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Sports Center. Field hockey faced off against Plymouth State this past Saturday. The Warriors took a quick, strong lead, scoring 3 goals within 26 minutes of play. Audrey Mullen scored the first, Rebecca Minaya scored the second, and Emma Sanson scored the third in the 26th. Plymouth State struck back with a goal of their own in the 32nd, but Sanson retaliated in the 33rd to give the Warriors a 4-1 lead. Plymouth State went on to score 2 more goals before the final whistle blew, giving the Warriors the 4-3 hard-fought victory, and they remain undefeated against the conference. On Wednesday, they matched up against Clark University, in which they lost 1-0. This loss puts their record to 10-8. Women's volleyball took a trip this past Saturday in Massachusetts to face against UMass Dartmouth. The Warriors fought hard but lost 3 sets to none. Despite the loss, Emma Robinson and Sierra York had 9 kills each, with Robinson also adding 16 digs. On Wednesday, they faced Roger Williams University, in which they lost 3 sets to 1. Allegra Copeland had 15 digs, and Liz Squire had 22 assists. This loss puts their record at 15-6 and 4-2 in the Little East. Women's soccer matched up against Southern Maine this past Saturday, in which they received their first in-conference loss of 3-0. Southern Maine had 13 shots on goal compared to Eastern's 4. The women looked to bounce back on Wednesday when they faced off against Rhode Island College. Through 90 minutes of play, this game ended in a tie. Eastern had 8 shots on goal compared to Rhode Island's 4. This tie puts their record at 10-4 with 3 ties. Men's soccer hosted Southern Maine this past Saturday, looking to pick up a conference victory. Southern Maine striked first, scoring a goal in the 18th minute. Eastern's Patricio Vidale saved the Warriors from defeat in the 73rd minute after he scored a goal of his own. This game ended in a 1-1 tie. On Wednesday, the Warriors faced off against Rhode Island College in Providence. The Warriors lost this game 3-1 with 1 goal coming from Elliot Melgar off an assist by Sebastian Kadloff. This loss puts their record at 8-7 with 1 tie. Congrats on all the great performances from this past week, and good luck in all future events, Warriors.
Thanks for the update, Kevin. That wraps up tonight's spooktacular edition of ETV News. Follow us on our social media if you dare. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
From director Dylan Ellis, producer Emily Madden, and the entire ETV News staff, thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Natalie Lopez Romero.
And I'm Iris Morales, wishing you a safe and haunted Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time, Eastern.